Hi everyone, it's me, Corrie Sommers, your Los Angeles local realtor. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 ways to get your offer accepted in this extreme seller's market of 2022. Stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please take a moment to click the subscribe button below, as well as the bell for updates, and I'll be right back. Hi everyone, it's me, Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles realtor. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 ways to get your offer accepted in this extreme seller's market of 2022. Times are tough. When you are buying a home right now, you are against so much competition. So first and foremost, I want you to understand that typically the number one thing that is the most important when it comes to submitting an offer, comes to competing against other offers, is the price. 9 out of 10 times, that is the biggest deciding factor for a seller. It is the price. Now I say that because 9 out of 10 times, that's true, but sometimes there's other factors involved that are important to the sellers. So it's very important that your real estate agent, your trusted professional, has conversation with the seller's agent to really get a sense of what's going on with the sellers. What do they need? What do they have going on? Are they looking for a home? Do they need a lease back? Do they need 3 extra days before they can move out after close? What things are really important to them? Because yes, price is the number one factor, but sometimes other things are a heavy consideration for the sellers as well. And being the ones to cater to their needs just might win you that offer out the gates. The second important fact to pay attention to and to be able to win your offers for your agent to accurately analyze the market. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I mean that even though homes are selling for what seems to be monopoly money these days, that's not really the case. There is a strategy involved in pricing. There's data out there. Listing agents are analyzing the market when they're listing the home. And it's really important that before you write an offer, your agent analyzes the market, analyzes this particular home, the homes that are selling around it, how quickly they're selling, what they've been going for over ask, and really tries to get a gauge as to what the potential value is. This is very important when it comes to any type of financing. And the reason that I say that is typically if you're getting a loan, you have an appraisal contingency. Now, if you're coming in with 10 or 20% down, you might be able to waive that appraisal contingency. But if you're only coming in with 5% down, it's going to be important to make sure that you're making your offer above ask, but that you're not too far off of where an appraisal should be. Now, today's competitive market is requiring most buyers in their offers and counter offers, when they're doing multiple counter offers, to remove the appraisal contingency. And that's okay. Don't be scared by that. But if you have cash reserves and you can cover the difference between what an appraisal might come in short of your offer price and the actual offer price, that's going to help you to win. So really analyzing the market and that data before your agent writes an offer and going over all that information and strategizing with you based on their findings is very important to helping you win in today's seller's market. The third most critical components when it comes to writing an offer to win in today's extreme seller's market has everything to do with price, terms, and contingencies. So to really drive this home, I want to give you an example. I was working with a young buyer, Generation Z, and I can't be more proud of this particular client of mine because he's in his 20s, right? And he and his girlfriend are like, we're throwing away money paying rent. I should buy a home. And so his parents are helping with the down payment. They're coming in with 10% down. So we were out there looking. And at first we were looking in this beautiful condo community. It was like a little village, if you will. Even though it was here in Los Angeles, once you stepped inside, it was like you were in another world. And there was tons of amenities, 2 pools, the great gym, wonderful, wonderful area. But we offered $150,000 over the asking price, and we still got beat out. So I pivoted. I looked for other options for them. We shifted from Sherman Oaks over to Encino, found a great top floor unit that also had a private rooftop deck, a loft area, just really some bonuses, right? And we knew there'd be competition. So yes, we did still have to write an offer above ask. We had to remove our appraisal contingency. But when all is said and done, we had less competition. We got our offer accepted. The appraisal did come short. It came short by about $12,000. But because my client was coming in with $10,000 of a deposit, the lender was able to rework the loan, and it only cost him $6 a month more without coming in with more cash. So really, again, price, contingencies, terms, those things are very important to win an offer in today's extreme seller's market of 2022. So the fourth most important way to get an offer accepted in 2022 has everything to do with your agent being able to kind of think outside the box and analyze and identify a property that is maybe either off in pricing or in an area that just doesn't have as much competition. So I'm going to give you a great example of this. Recently, I had a wonderful couple that I've been working with, and they were amazing. Lived in Tarzana, wanted to be somewhere a little bit more close to where she grew up. She grew up in the Valley. So we were looking at Valley Village. That's the ideal spot for them. Found a beautiful home. It was completely renovated. It was perfect. I mean, the outdoor space, bonus space, you name it, this house had it. But it was also in a lot of competition. So we went to our max. I mean, we went all out. And at the last minute, someone came in even higher than us and beat us out. It was devastating. But we kept the search going and we expanded our areas a little bit. We saw a great house in Sherman Oaks that had a completely renovated guest home and gave it our best shot there, got beat out again, was in backup position. We shifted over to West Toluca Lake. Gorgeous remodeled house. Still needed a couple of items done and additions that would have been perfect for them, but beautiful in every way imaginable. From the landscaping, the updates that the house was done, all done to today's current modern style and taste. We got beat out. So at this point, I know my clients are getting discouraged. And I'm doing my best, and we're getting like backup offers offered to us each time because like literally our offer is that strong. We're only getting beat out by a little bit. So I took another look at all the areas that they were considering. So I saw this property in Sherman Oaks, and it was above their budget. But I said, it's been on the market over a week. Things are flying off the shelf right now. Let me dig a little deeper. So I analyzed the property. I took a look at what things were selling for in that area, what the homes were going for, where this was in price based on that, right? Now, what I concluded was that the home was a bit overpriced. Sometimes in today's market, because sellers are hearing that properties are getting $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 over ask, they get a little greedy, or they don't follow their agent's recommendations to get the most for their property and to get that final number that they're really hoping for. They just want to come to the market at that number. And that's what we call chasing the market, because it never works out for the seller. It never works out that way. So again, I saw that this property was a bit overpriced based on my analysis. And I said, all right, let's go take a look at this one, because ultimately it was move-in ready. Bathrooms had been updated. The floors were great. The home was great. Some updated windows. The only thing that maybe needed to be done was some work in the kitchen, which they were going to have to do anyways because of some plans that they had, right? So we took a look at it. Beautiful yard, landscaping, you name it. And they liked it. But again, it was $50,000 over their budget. So I said, all right, let me look into this a little bit more. Let me feel them out. Let me see what's going on with the sellers. So of course I talked to their agent. Hey, what's going on? You've been on the market for a week. You had open houses last weekend. Do you have any offers? No, I don't know why. Really though? You know why. We all know. You've been on a market for a week in this hot seller's market and the home is in great condition. It's your price. So I said, well, it's a bit above my client's budget. Do you think your clients would take such and such? And she's like, oh, no, not right now. They're going to want to wait it out and see. Okay, great. Thanks. That was it. Followed up a couple of days later. Hey, we might want to come and see it again. Have you gotten any offers? No. Okay. Waited a couple more days. Hey, what's going on with the home? Have you gotten any offers? Oh, no. Do you want to show it again? Yes. So we went back and took another look at the house. And they still liked the house. So we said, all right, you know what? We have nothing to lose here. There's been no offers. It's like 2 weeks on the market. My data is saying that this is overpriced. Let's just go for it. Let's write an offer at our max, which is a price reduction for the seller, and let's see what happens. Sure enough, we got it. We had a home inspection, which was smooth. We're in escrow. We have things moving right along, scheduled to close quickly, and it's a great home. And it's literally in an area that my clients love. It is wonderful. And that is what you sometimes have to do in this extreme seller's market. You and your agent might have to think outside the box and look for that opportunity that might not seem to be an opportunity right out the gate. The last tip for getting your home sold in this extreme seller's market is always listen to your real estate professional. Yeah, you would think that's a given, right? But it's not. And I'm going to give you an example of where, unfortunately, I had a client that didn't listen to me, listened to the wrong people, and as a result, it still is not in the right home, has lost the opportunity to make $600,000 of equity, and is dealing with a problematic situation. So here's what happened. Back in 2019, I had this wonderful family I was trying to help. Like, really, really liked them. They were had been stepping up, had brought a first home years ago, sold that home, had a duplex, sold that home. We're living in a current home that he had actually worked on over the years and renovated and updated. It was nice, but it just wasn't the right home, right? So they needed more space based on their family's needs. Wife was kind of fed up and tired with all the construction, and projects that take forever. So they wanted a home out the gate that was ready. So found them this great home. We wrote an offer. And at that point, the property had been on the market for a little while. Again, we're talking 2019. New construction is always a premium. So sometimes it doesn't sell right off the shelves like other properties. And so we made an offer, got it an accepted offer. Well, they also needed to sell their home. So instead of working with me in our concierge program, they felt obligated to list with the agent across the street. The agent across the street insisted they needed to convert the garage into an ADU, so they sunk $50,000 into it. That meant they didn't have the cash to open escrow in time. We got kicked out of this perfect home for them. Had they bought that home, today they would be sitting on, $400,000 to $600,000 of equity. But we kept it going. Found another great home, similar new construction, a little bit of a different neighborhood. It was a neighborhood that was just starting to turn. There were homes that had been updated, but some homes that needed to be updated. And you could tell that this was a neighborhood that investors were targeting that was going to start seeing more new construction homes, right? So that's always a great neighborhood to buy in when you're buying new construction. But what I didn't know was my clients had people in their ears. They had a flashy friend who drove a Lamborghini and was very wealthy and made lots and lots of money in real estate, who kept telling them, do not buy a home. This is not the time to buy the home. The market is about to crash. The worst thing you can ever do is buy a home. Don't buy a new construction home. The market is going to crash. It's going to crash. It's going to crash. So while I found them another home, which was an amazing fit, and that we could have gotten at a little bit of a deal, they passed, didn't do that. Had they purchased that home, today that property is up over $600,000. So they would have had $600,000 in equity. Instead, this same flashy friend who seems very successful and has made lots of money insisted that the way to go was to buy a property to flip. So I get this phone call and they say, hey, listen, my friend found this property for us that, we're going to buy because it really, this is the right opportunity. We can fix this up and sell it. I said, great. Why don't you give me the address? Let me run some numbers. Let me take a look at it. He's like, oh, well, my friend told me the only way I can get it is I have to go with this other agent. Say what? Is your friend an agent? Oh, no. But he said that's the only way he can get paid. So your friend was getting an illegal kickback from a real estate agent that he was friends with to sell you a property that you can fix up and make money on instead of a property that you and your family can move in today. Okay. Well, guess what happened? COVID hit. So what I didn't know was this same flashy friend that made lots of money and was this real estate expert was going to fund the tear down and building of a new construction home on this particular lot, which would have been done correctly, right? They were going to do a 5-bedroom, 3,500 to 4,000 square feet. This was located off Melrose, could have easily sold for $3.5 to $4 million. But COVID hit. So this flashy, wealthy, I know real estate better than any real estate professional because I am so experienced and amazing and know what's going to happen, says, I'm out. The market's going to crash. It's COVID. It's all over. And leaves my clients high and dry. Now they have this home and they can't afford to do the right thing, which will net them the profit, which will make this entire purchase and everything they were trying to do worth it. Instead, they had to skimp. Instead, they were going to do a small addition and go from, and I don't remember the exact numbers, I want to say an 1,800 square foot home to 2,300 square feet, but still wanted to get $3.5 million, which was never going to work. So then they started to rethink this, and I went out and saw them and talked with them, was like, wow, there was a couple really critical mistakes being made in the design that was going to impact their ability to sell and really to get to any kind of square footage that can get them close to where they wanted to be. They needed to do an ADU. So they looked into that, could add an extra 1,200 square feet, 2 bedrooms, ADU, bring the property up to a 5-bedroom home. So a year later, haven't talked to them in a while, right? Have reached out, called, done the whole nine, and just really haven't heard from them. The home has not been worked on. It is not finished. There's been no additional work. It's sitting there. Now, if my clients would have listened to me back in 2019, there were 2 homes they could have purchased that they would have easily had $600,000 in equity. Instead, they've spent all the proceeds from the home that they sold, a home that they sold with someone else and dumped money into. And now they have a property that they haven't been able to complete. What is my point in this story? Listen to your trusted real estate professional who does this day in and out, who does this for a living, who has sold over 100 homes, who is not flashy riding around in a Lamborghini. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm an expert. Pay attention to the people that really do this, not the ones that talk good game. So again, I say, just listen to your trusted real estate professional. They will get you there. Working with them, following their lead, following their advice, working together to strategize, to make your offer will get you there. So these are the ways to get your offers accepted in 2022, one of the most extreme sellers markets we have ever seen. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please take a moment to click that subscribe button below, as well as the bell for updates, and I will have more videos for you next week.